When most people think of glass art, they picture giant roaring furnaces, massive heavy iron pipes, and teams of people sweating in an industrial hot shop. But here's the secret. The pros don't always tell you you can start your own personal relationship with glass today, right from your kitchen table, for less than the cost of a weekend dinner. You don't need a $50,000 setup to master this material. If you have a limited budget and want to work from home, your path starts with the Gateway Crafts. Today we are breaking down the exact step-by-step roadmap to starting glass art from scratch with zero prior experience. If you want to start with a budget of $20 or less, your journey begins with chemistry, not fire. This is glass etching. It is the most accessible entry point to the entire medium because it requires zero specialized safety gear or ventilation hoods. The magic happens through a chemical cream. Instead of melting the material, you are using a controlled chemical reaction to permanently strip away the glossy top layer of the glass. In less than 15 minutes, you wash the cream away with water, peel off your stencil, and you're left with a beautiful, permanent frosted design that is completely dishwasher safe. What exactly is COE? COE is the exact measurement of how much a specific type of glass expands when it is heated and how much it contracts when it cools down. Understanding COE is considered the fundamental law of glass chemistry when doing glass fusing melting glass together in a kiln. pull against each other from the inside, creating massive internal thermal stress until the piece violently shatters. Fusing at home is incredibly rewarding, but it teaches you the strict rules of material compatibility. Always buy glass that is explicitly labeled with the exact same COE, usually COE 90 or COE 96, to ensure your pieces survive the cooling process. Now, there is a trade-off you need to know about. While these gateway crafts completely eliminate the need for an expensive industrial studio, they do trade away your ability to create large, three-dimensional sculptures like vases or bowls. You are limited to flatter, smaller projects. But the operational advantage is total independence. You don't need a team, you don't need a massive commercial power hookup, and you can work at your own pace. To choose your starting point, match your current budget to your physical space. If you have $20 and a kitchen counter, grab an etching kit. If you have a couple $100 and want to play with fire, look up online tutorials for home kiln fusing, buy a small starter kit, and ensure your glass COEs match perfectly.
Melt that whole thing in, then stick it back in the furnace, gather clear glass on it, let that set up, gather some more clear on it, and then I add color to the background. The color is chunks of highly concentrated colored glass. This is called frit, and I'll apply that once or sometimes twice, and then back it with white. You get depth within that color. And I'll also get into there with a tool and twist it up to give it sort of swirls in the water, like eddies moving.
These are some of my most popular designs in the Rainbow series. All right, so this is how the marble starts out before we roll a large blob of molten glass over these rods.
The furnaces don't have to be roaring for you to create something incredible. Pick your starting point and go light your first fire.